Good morning, everyone. I am Bill Heath, and I think most of you know me, and it's good to see you again. I made some notes as I was sitting here because I listened to these things. Tony, dadgum, I wish I could deliver like you do. You talk about being nervous behind the microphone, and there wasn't a microphone here, and you did a great job. But, I wish I could speak to a group like that. So I made myself some notes while I was sitting there, and because I oftentimes forget things that are important. And first thing I wanted to do is introduce my wife. She's many of you know her. You've seen her around here, and she's
got chocolate.
She's got Heath bars. That's right.
Every morning.
Yeah. So I could not do what I'm doing here today and what I've done for Paulding County for the last 8 years without her support. It's easy to take a lot of things for granted, but I did want to point out Susan and thank her for being here. She's going to be out on the campaign trail with me all day today, so we'll be exhausted when we get in tonight. I have tried to be here for Paulding County. This is the third opportunity in the last probably 2 weeks. You other candidates will know what I'm speaking of. The third opportunity for me to present myself alongside my opponent. And frankly, y'all, I have never heard my opponent speak. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what his issues are. I understand that this is a free country, and anybody who wants to run for public office can pay the qualifying fee with some other minimal requirements, and you can run for office. And I don't take that lightly. I think that your politicians, the people who represent you, need to be here for you. They need to be here for you routinely, and they need to be accessible to you. And I have worked hard to do that. As I said, I've represented parts of Paulding County for 8 years now. You first elected me 8 years ago to a state house seat. Howard Maxwell and I were elected together, went in there as members of the minority party, and I'm sure he thought the same things I did. It's like, what in the world have we gotten into? But we've been there for you, working hard to cut spending, to spend the dollars that we do spend of yours efficiently. And over the last 2 years, we have cut spending in Georgia by almost 17%. I contrast that, and I made that point to you. Over the last 2 years as mayor of Tallapoosa, my opponent has increased spending by almost 9%. Those things are important. We need jobs. Paulding County needs jobs. The way you get jobs is not by an expansion of government creating jobs. The way you get jobs that are healthy is by creating an environment where small businesses, Tony was talking about small business, Dave was talking about small business. These things, that's what employs the people of our communities. So we've worked hard to create a fertile environment here, and so that individuals, small businesses can create jobs. Been a member of the Republican Party. I was trying to figure out exactly when I could say I was officially a Republican Party member, and I don't know when that was, but I can tell you it's been over 3 decades. I remember when my father was always a Republican, and as a kid I didn't exactly understand why, because as you can imagine, I wasn't out there trying to make a living. I was being supported. That's what creates the best Democrats. So as a kid, you know, I was watching this stuff. I didn't really understand it, but I can assure you that I was a full-fledged dues-paying convention and county. Lord, I was meeting in Haralson County Republican Party when there would be 3 or 4 of us. We had a donated office uptown, and we would sit in there, and the carpet was about this color, and oftentimes because it was below grade level, it was wet. And you'd sit there with your toes pointed up so that your soles didn't soak up water. And there might be 3 or 4 of us there, and somebody would ride by in front, and they would look in there like, what, those people? Because we had a big Republican sign up out there, and they were like, who are those people and what are they doing? And you never knew. I mean, honestly, I wondered sometimes if somebody's going to drive by and shoot in there. But so I've been supporting our principals for at least 3 decades. Been, while not as faithful in attendance here as I would like to be, but tried to attend as many meetings as possible. Talked a little bit about the fact that I got out of school and went into business for myself. Susan and I have been self-employed for right at 3 decades. We started off with a little technology business. We built coin and currency processing equipment, hardware, software, wiring harnesses. That business has suffered in this economy, and due to the fact that I was the engineer and not there to babysit the business. We also bought a poultry farm, got into poultry and cattle business back in the early 80s, and we've since got out of the poultry business, still operate two cattle operations. And we have some commercial and residential property that we own and manage. So I've had the business experiences. Got a proven record. The only candidate in this race, whether Republican or Democrat, that's got a record that you can go see how I have behaved given the test of a state legislator. You will see if you go dig through that, and it's not easy, I understand that, but if you go dig through there and look up the issues that are important to you, I think you'll find that I have represented you in most of those cases. I can't satisfy everybody on every vote, but I have a proven conservative record. So I'll wrap up with that. I will invite you to visit my website, billheath.net. There's a link on there that you can click and sign up for our newsletter. We are just starting, in fact, this week, the newsletter to be coming out this week is going to be a series of articles on taxation, the different kinds of taxation, ad valorem taxes, sales taxes, income taxes. We're going to try to go through those and explain those in a little bit of detail. You'd be surprised how many people don't understand how they are taxed. So I hope those will be informative to you. I'd love for you to sign up there. And again, I would ask you for your vote July 20th and again in November. I would ask for your prayers.